Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The tanks are coming, and they're coming fast and in great number. The Ukrainians expect a great number of tanks to arrive, and I'm talking about the Leopard 2 tanks from about 12 countries. So the Leopard 2 tanks manufactured in Germany, they will have the approval of the German manufacturing companies and the German government to distribute those to Ukraine. So here we go, we're going to have tanks. It's one more thing that needs to be, actually two more things that will be delivered later, and those are fighter jets. Netherlands already stated that they have F-16s ready to deliver them to Ukraine if the Ukraine asks for them. What do you think? So the Netherlands will give them F-16 fighter jets. Now I don't know if Netherlands can do that without the American approval. I know they can't, but if the Netherlands already stated that, that means they already have the approval. And they will have also long-range missile systems. These two are the latest weapons that Ukraine needs. So they got tanks. They will get all the tanks they need. Not all the tanks they need, but they will get enough tanks. They will get fighter jets, and they will receive long-range missile systems from the Western countries. Beyond that, we're talking about military troops on the ground, which I have a gut feeling that they're already there under a different kind of name, which is, I don't know, volunteers, legionnaires, something like that, or contractors, or advisors, military advisors, or inspectors, or I don't know, weather people, something like that. And that's with the one that is after, beyond all this military equipment, or nuclear weapons. They will not get the nuclear weapons. I'm 100% certain that they will not get it. Now, to use, of course, if NATO wins, which means the Russian government and the Russian leadership is Nuremberg trial kind of style taken care of, then Ukraine will not need nuclear weapons on its territory managed by the United States of America, because Russia will be under the US's little thumb, and that would be it. But we have here an article that talks about how many tanks the Ukrainians calculated they will receive from their bosses. So let's get with this article, and this article comes from ABC News from January 23rd, 2023. Now, I do not use most American news outlets, not because they are lying or anything. I'm not using them because they use 5 pages long of nonsense, and everything could be, limited to about 3 or 4, let's say, paragraphs at the most, if you want to provide the information. But these guys are just talking and writing over there is just boring. It's too much nonsense that could be. That's been in all my jobs when I have meetings. You go over there, and something that could be discussed in 15 minutes, they just drag their feet for about 2 or 3 hours, and it's like, you waste time. But anyway, you got paid, but it was excruciatingly painful to stay over there and waste time. I don't like doing that. So let's get on with this little article. This comes from ABC News, and as I said, I don't like to use American news media outlets, but I got it. I cover my ass by doing that, just so you know. Ukraine expects to get 100 Leopard 2 tanks from 12 countries once Germany approves. That's according to a senior Ukrainian official. Yes, they will approve, don't worry. Now, this article is only 3 minutes to read, and I will just skim through it maybe. 12 countries have agreed to supply Ukraine with around 100 Leopard 2 tanks if the German government gives its consent, according to a senior Ukrainian official who spoke exclusively to ABC News. Poland said, actually Germany, the foreign minister said, or the defense minister said, it was the foreign minister, it was Annalena Baerbock. She said, well, we never received a formal request from Poland to allow themselves to give Ukrainians Leopard 2, blah, blah, blah. And the Ukrainians submitted their request, so they're waiting. But the Poles, and that's very strange and ugly, said that we will send your tanks even if you don't approve of us sending it. Whether you agree with it or not, we're going to send it. Now it's a challenge that Poland would not have dared, I don't know, about 80 years ago or so. But nevertheless, they grew balls and they want more, I guarantee you that. And Germany, the same ball-less nation since May 9th, 1945. So let's get it on with this one. So 12 countries have agreed to supply Ukraine with around 100 Leopard tanks. Okay, those agreements, the source said, were made at Friday's summit at Ramstein, U.S. Air Force Base in Germany, when allied nations discussed military support for Ukraine. So we have a little military base in Germany of U.S. origin. I know that Americans also have nuclear weapons on Germany's territory. It seems like these guys are still under occupation, but maybe, that's better like this since they have no balls. Anyways, countries such as Poland and Finland have already indicated publicly that they are willing to provide a number of their Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine. The Ukrainian official, with knowledge of the matter, said Spain, the Netherlands and Denmark were also willing to provide some of their tanks. However, Germany's consent was still necessary for the coalition of countries to proceed on the matter. Well, whenever we have a coalition, that means cowardness, just so you know. If you're alone, you're strong. As the country where the military hardware is manufactured, Germany has to approve the export license if countries want to supply some of their tanks to a third nation, such as Ukraine. The Biden administration and other Western governments are working to increase Ukraine's military blah blah blah, blue blue blue. Now, this is how a tank looks like. This is an armored unit with Leopard 2, blah blah, kra kra kra. Let's see if I can do something with this, maybe today or tomorrow, because it's easy to do something and then when you turn it into something else, it doesn't work. So let's see. So this is how a Leopard tank looks like, the one that everybody wants. But it seems like it's very advanced. Even the Brits copied it, according to information I got. That's how they built the Challenger 2 tank. Now, during a briefing last week, a Western diplomat called it the right moment to provide new capabilities such as tanks to Ukraine. I knew that since February or early March that Ukraine will receive anything. It just needed time for the weasels to get used with the idea, and they did it. It works each and every time. That's why when people die, it's all the best, Oh, I remember he did this, because time passes and washes away certain memories. Now I'm quoting, Ukraine's allies have the ability to increase the quantity and quality of Ukraine's military capabilities in a way that Russia simply doesn't, the diplomat said. Yeah, that's good. However, the senior Ukrainian official who spoke with ABC News on condition of anonymity said the German-made Leopard tanks were also urgently needed by Ukraine because its stocks of ammunition for its Soviet-era tanks are running out. Ukraine is unable to produce new ammunition for the Soviet-era tanks, the official said. And yeah, if they want, they can. They just want you to give them the new ones. But who do you think you're fooling? They can do whatever they want. They have factories that are skewed with that. They are ready to go. They think that their war industry is not ready. When you are at war, you just switch it. They have it. It's just they want something else. All right, so then, this forces us to find an alternative way. So yeah, they don't have new ammunition for Soviet-era tanks, so that forces them to find an alternative way, which is you guys, stupid guys, give us. But anyway, we fight for you, so let's go. Earlier this month, the UK made a symbolic gesture by pledging to supply Ukraine with 14 of its Challenger 2 tanks. Not that's a symbolic gesture. It receives 14 Mocha for nothing tanks. That's a symbolic. Can I have about 14 Bentleys or I don't know, Lamborghinis or anything? Or maybe some good Mercedes. The move was an attempt by the UK government to convince Berlin to move on its Leopards. The senior Ukrainian official with knowledge of the matter told ABC News that it helped. Yeah. And then we have here all these people die here every day, trying to blame everybody else to chip in. It's the same kind of blaming, and if you don't give us this, then it's on you, and all these guys die. This reminds me of something from the Bible, if you remember, something like his blood be on us and our anyway. Somehow Germany became the country that ought to deliver tanks and everything else to Ukraine, just because it has the Leopard tanks delivered to some weasel countries. I mean, America can do the same way, the same thing. It can send some Abrams, around 1,000 or so. But that way we will find out that actually all the $840 billion budget is not to supply us with weapons to defend our country, but to pay the salaries of some fat somewhere around the globe, supposedly keeping the world order at peace. They think we're idiots, really, and most of us, or most of them, not you and I, are. Don't fool yourself. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.